Hey, hello, friends. My name is Brian Traskos, and I am coming to you from my car. You might know it's Thanksgiving week this week, and I have been out and about all day. Haven't actually even been in the office, but I thought this was a really important live little mini training to bring to everyone this week since it's Thanksgiving week. So again, I'm Brian Traskos from the Somatic Coaching Academy. I'm the director of education here and well, of course not in my car at the Somatic Coaching Academy. And I'm so glad that you have an opportunity here to join me here today for this week. So, in a little bit of a personal way, Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving has always been my absolute favorite holiday of the year. I love Thanksgiving. I even as a child, I loved Thanksgiving even far more than Christmas. So, oh, hey, Sam, welcome. So, for me, Thanksgiving is about coming together collectively, like everybody contributing, everybody bringing a dish or an experience or something, bringing it together with no expectation of the drama of gift giving and all that stuff that we get into around Christmas that I think can be wonderful, but also can be sometimes problematic. So, but Thanksgiving is really for me kind of purified from that. So, I really always loved Thanksgiving so much. But there's been something about it that has distressed me over time. Oftentimes on Thanksgiving, I haven't felt thankful actually. I mean, I'm at the table, at with an abundant amount of amazing food with people that I love, warm, clothed, um, experiencing what I would hope to be the pinnacle event of the year for me, and I just haven't felt it. Just haven't felt the gratitude of it. And that has distressed me for, or had distressed me for many, many years. And every year I thought it'll be different this year. I will feel grateful this year. And I started to actually explore a little bit more about why does that happen? Why do we have things in our life and there are things that we've always wanted or things that we thought we've always needed and we just don't feel it, right? We maybe still have a congestion in our chest around it or something in our stomach or we just don't feel the flow of love or abundance the way that we would think that we would. And what I really started to understand, oh, hey, Kasha, so grateful for you too. Thank you for being here, is that my earlier life experiences. Think about a lot of the programming that we get when we're younger. Now, I don't know if you heard this or not, but I certainly heard this, that when I would get something, right, that other people didn't have, or when I would achieve something that other people didn't have, and maybe some people praised me for it, and I started feeling good about it. Sometimes I would get like a message like, well, who do you think you are now? Like, are you some kind of big shot that you've got this thing that other people don't have? Like, who do you think you are? I don't know if you've ever heard that or not. I've heard that in my life as a young person who again had something, received something, got something, and then got a message that I was somehow somebody different, or who how did I deserve it? Why did I deserve it if other people didn't get it? And so this is kind of the idea of subtly shaming someone. These are these. And when I talk about shaming, obviously people shame other people, and oftentimes the people we look up to in our lives are the ones that perpetuate the shaming. But let's step back from that for a second. I'm not judging anyone, because I really believe things like shaming is a virus, really. So shaming has its own life. Shaming is a virus that works through people and through generations. So if we were shamed by someone that took care of us when we were younger, good chances are that they got that same messaging when they were young and previous and previous and previous. And this really does limit us to a certain level of growth in our life. So I'm just releasing everyone who has ever shamed anyone else. I've shamed other people too, not knowing these things. And let's just know that shaming is a virus in and of itself that works and lives and breathes through people, right? It has a desire to live in the energy systems in and of itself, and it just happens to find hosts that it can work and live through. So that's one message, kind of like, who do you think you are? You're some kind of big shot. There's another conflicting message that I also got when I was young was, would be around the dinner table at a regular old dinner, and our plate would be piled with food, right? A symbol of abundance. And of course, as a young person, oftentimes you can't eat all that food. But what would then your caregivers say? Eat it all up. You've got to finish your food. Don't waste a single bit of food. There's people starving in blank, fill in the country, right? It was always a country different than the country that you lived in. So for me, it was people are starving in other places in the world. And so how would they feel if you didn't finish your plate? So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Because now we have too much, right? We have too much and we're being shamed because we can't finish it. So make too much uncomfortable, because certainly stuffing ourselves with food doesn't feel good, right? It's not comfortable. We don't feel gratified. We feel overfull, right? We feel like it's painful to stretch our stomachs that much. And I know it's also painful to starve. So I'm not diminishing that experience. Actually, I don't know that it's painful to starve because I've never actually starved. So I got to pull that back a little bit. The people I've talked to, who a couple of people very, very close to me who actually experienced starvation, have shared their experience with me, and I haven't had that experience directly. So I just want to be clear about that. But I know it is uncomfortable to overstuff ourselves. Okay, so I do know that. So it's really interesting because we're thinking about Thanksgiving, where we have all too much, we have so much in our lives, and yet we can't feel ourselves to be grateful for it. And I think it's because of basically these two things, right? We either are shamed for having too much that other people don't have, or we're shamed for again having too much and then having to consume it. Because other people will somehow feel bad if we don't, or if we don't consume it, then they're starved. That never really made sense to me, but as a child, I heard that quite a lot. So if you really think about it, a lot of reasons why we actually don't get what we want in our lives. Now, really hear this. This is fascinating because this ties into this, is because we all want more of something in our lives, right? We all want more of something. That's the natural law of life, is more of life. So we're all infused with, we want more freedom or more money or more love or more security or more something, right? We all want more of something, but we all fear having too much of something, is why we don't do it, right? So the reason we don't take action to bring more money into our lives is because it's too much work, right? Or it's too much commitment. Or the reason we don't have more love in our life, again, because it's too much commitment. It takes too much energy, or it takes too much money to hire someone to help us do that, right? So there's always a too much in there also. Think about that. For everything that you want more of, there's the reason you're probably not taking action on getting more of that is because there's too much of something else that you feel like you have to take on to do that. So it's almost like we're back to having a heaping pile of food on our plate, having to stuff ourselves with it, and we know how uncomfortable that is. So we've got those conflicting, kind of have those conflicting things. And here's the other thing that happens also in what we call middle class mindset, is that we make having not enough honorable in some way, right? So be grateful for what, we don't have a lot of money, but we have love. Wow. We don't have a lot of heat in our room, but that's right. We have our pride, right? We don't have the car we really want, but that's all right because we have a lot of work ethic. So think about that message also. So it gives us the message very young that those two things are mutually exclusive. Like you can't have love and money. You can't have heat and pride. You can't have, right? You can't have both the things. You can't have a nice car and a good work ethic. So think about all these ways that shaming is used to literally create binds and conflicts in our capacity to be grateful for what we do have, and to be grateful for stepping into the more of what we really do want in our lives. And so really the key to feeling truly grateful, to feeling really truly grateful in our lives, is releasing shame. It's not kind of trying to untangle this in all its ways. It's going right to the base of all this and really untangling shame, because really shame is a lie that we've been told about our own worthiness. That's really what it is. It's a lie that we've been told about our own worthiness and our own capacity to have in our lives, whatever that having happens to be, and also to step into more of ourselves in our lives. So, with that said, I wish for all of us this Thanksgiving to embrace the worthiness of all beings on this planet, all humans, all animals, all trees, all plants, two legs, four legs, all creeds, all races, creeds, religions, everything on this planet, to embrace all of our worthiness. and to recognize that our belonging here, everyone's belonging here, everything's belonging here on the planet has no prerequisite for belonging. Everyone's, everything's belonging on this planet has no prerequisite. We all belong here because of the sheer fact that we're here. With that said, I wish you the happiest and healthiest of Thanksgivings this year. Whoever you're with, wherever you are, whatever you have in your life, my heart meets your heart in that space of Thanksgiving so much. Have a wonderful season, and I look forward to chatting with you again soon. If this touched you in some way, please jot a note down in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you and chat with you more about this. And we're always available here at the Somatic Coaching Academy, help you grow your life in the way that serves you most and best. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.